You're tuned into Got Stacks Radio, Fresh Fridays only on WMUR Marquette Radio.
Now we have our special guest on now. Her name is Six Fernandez, and she wrote the official women's guide on how men should cheat. And she was featured on the Tom Jordan Morning Show, and that's how she first got her book out there, and with a lot of buzz. And people are really looking forward to her book now. Six, are you on?
I am. Hi.
Hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking.
That's great. Well, could you tell our listeners a little bit about your book?
Yes. It's certainly a book that has generated quite a bit of controversy because of the title. Mm-hmm. I think that women are very passionate about the title of the book, so they have jumped to conclusions a little bit without reading the book. Okay. There's a lot of really good information in the book. It's a 12-chapter guide, and it really walks men through how to cheat without getting caught.
Okay. Well, what prompted you to write the book in the first place?
Well, I think all of us have had, friends who have been cheated on. Maybe, we've been cheated on. I used to have one friend who would call me all the time, and she would complain how she was constantly catching her man cheating. And we would spend, hours and hours on my cell phone. I would go over my cell phone minutes. I would have to upgrade my plans just because, she kept being cheated on. And every single time she would swear, that's it. I'm leaving. I'm never coming back. And, of course, I'm supporting my friend's decision. Yeah, girl, leave him. You don't need him. And then I talked to her the next week, and she's still there. So I thought, well, how can I help her out and save my cell phone minutes? So really, when I first wrote this book, it was very comical. It really started out as a joke. Listen, if I teach your man how to cheat, you won't call me crying. I'll save my cell phone minutes, and we'll all be happy.
So is it better that your significant other is cheating or that you catch them cheating? Which one is the worst?
You know what? It's funny you mentioned that. And cheating, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I really wish that we were in my perfect world where people were upfront and honest and just told people, hey, it's not working out or this isn't what I want anymore in the relationship. I did do a lot of research on this book, and women, the women that I researched and worked with, they felt the greater offense was the confirmation that their man had cheated and who their men had cheated with. So not necessarily just the cheating, but what pushed him over the edge is that he was so sloppy and careless to be caught.
Okay. So instead of writing a book about teaching men how to be faithful in a relationship, why take the aspect of getting them to perfect cheating?
Well, like I said, originally it did start out like a joke, and it really did turn, very seriously. Let's be truthful. If I wrote a book that said, hey, women, here are the 10 signs to know if your man has cheated on you, I probably wouldn't be on your show or anyone else's show because no one would care.
Right.
So I really took it from a reverse psychology point of view that if I taught men how to cheat, maybe women could even pick up the book and learn what their men have been doing for months, weeks, and years already. I don't think what I've put in this book is anything like a scientific breakthrough on cheating. What I did was, in researching the book, I met with a lot of women who had caught their men when they were cheating. I also met with men to find out some ways they were caught. But I also met with a lot of men who had successfully cheated for many years and were never caught.
Okay. Well, what were these research meetings like? Were they focus groups?
They were. We did a lot of surveys. We did roundtable discussions. We did focus groups. We did a lot of research. It took me a short time to put the book together, but I really did research for almost a whole year, just with some of the tips. And I do want to say, too, that the number one message in this book is to be safe and use protection. I always say that cheating does more than just breaks hearts. Cheating can kill you.
Exactly.
So, that's the reason why a portion of the profits from this book does go to AIDS research.
Oh, that's very good.
But I also think that women do hold some liability in cheating. You know, women, unfortunately, no longer do the jobs that our mothers and grandmothers once did in the bedroom and in the kitchen. Women also, in this, you know, campaign to be so independent, we forget to be nurturers. So, you know, these are some of the things that encourage our men to cheat. Also, you know, women are very quick to say, hey, you better go find another woman that you can run, or, hey, you better go find another woman that's going to cater to you because I'm not going to. And when the man sets off just to do that, you bear some responsibility because you could have implanted that thought in his head that wasn't already there.
Okay. Well, as a woman, did you ever feel as though you're kind of betraying, like, your own kind, so to say?
No, I didn't necessarily see it that I'm betraying my own kind because, again, you know, if women actually left their cheating men, there would be no need for this book. So, again, it's very easy for us to blame the messenger for the message. And I think that's one of the things that really irritates me because me as a woman, I don't care what the title is about. If there's a book out there that's going to teach my man how to cheat and I can read, guess what? I want to read it. Because, again, it could be things that he's been doing for years that I didn't know, that now after reading this book I know. And to prove that point, you know, I actually did have a woman. She was very skeptical. She read the book. From the tips in the book, she found out how her man had been cheating on her. So she kindly gave him a copy of the book with a bow and her divorce papers inside. So, again, that's one approach you can take. Is it written to men? Of course it is. But I also think that men do need to be taught because cheating isn't going anywhere. And what was happening in families is that families were being devastated and broken up because the man would leave his wife and children for a woman he cheated with. And you'll find in this book that should never happen. A cheater, but in the book, I wrote it in football terms because men typically understand the game of football, right?
Yeah.
So in the book, the man is the quarterback because he's responsible for his team. His team is his wife, his girlfriend, and his kids.
Okay.
But sometimes in the game of football, the quarterback needs a little extra help. So what does he do? He calls in the kicker. Now, the kicker in the football game, he doesn't even practice with the football players. When you're looking for the kicker on the field, he's off to the side waiting to come in and kick. He kicks, he goes right back to the sideline and waits. So the kicker in the book is the woman that you cheat with. When you feel like having some stress-free fun or sex, you call her. When you want somebody to shut up and listen to you, you call her. You should only call her and put her in your game when you need her to kick, which means have sex. She should never be a full-time member of your team.
Okay. So would this be encouraging men to find like a little side chick, or just this is how they should handle their little other woman?
I don't think it's encouraging them at all. I think many of them already have these side women, but what it's encouraging them to do is to be safe, to know who you should kick it with and how. If you are going to cheat, you should do it by the book, and you should do it by this book. There's, you know, a lot of men who won't cheat and who won't need this book. You know, people always get upset with me because I say all men cheat. And they say, oh, my God, Six, how can you say that? How can you say that? Oh, my God, my man never cheated on me. I don't say all men cheat on you. I say all men cheat. That's it. You know, when a man finds a woman he wants to settle down with and he wants to be with, he may not cheat on you, but he may have cheated with the chick before you. He may cheat with the chick after you. So, again, you know, it's important for men to know how to do this if you're going to do it. How many men have cheated and have had, you know, babies with the person they were cheating with? Too many. How many have brought back sexually transmitted diseases to their wives and their girlfriends? Far too many. You know, with all things, you have to be responsible, and this book teaches responsibility.
100% natural, 100% fresh. Got Stacks with Fresh Fridays, only on WMUR. WMUR.